bad and he's out cold badly. Ref, he's dead, you fucking idiot. Ref, stop the fucking fight, ref, he's fucking out cold. Fuck you.
You know, if this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all. But we all love Rampage, and he's the man, you know. And the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the fuck, you know? And what do we think about this? You know, if it was just anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that motherfucker, you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like,
when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos. I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. Oh, I can't, you can't defend this. I see this, it's so sad. He was just getting started and that all goes away.
Hey man, dog gotta go to prison. I usually don't like to involve myself in other men's situations, but I feel I'm qualified to speak on this. And dog messed up. And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage. But Rampage, turn your son in. He got to go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him.
Rampage Jackson's son, Roger Jackson, has recently been in the spotlight, unfortunately, not for positive reasons. The 25-year-old was involved in a violent incident at a Knox Pro Wrestling show, where he launched a vicious attack on fellow wrestler Stuart Smith. Witnesses say Jackson slammed Smith to the ground and followed up with over 20 strikes, leaving him unconscious and rushed to the hospital. Many are even calling the assault close to an attempted murder.
You kill him.
Roger Jackson, along with his father Rampage Jackson, eventually broke their silence about the controversy during a live stream. Roger pointed fingers at the cameraman, claiming that things spiraled out of control because the filming never stopped and the broadcast kept rolling instead of being cut off.
It wasn't my f***ing fault.
Well,
The goddamn cameraman's fault. I know he's watching this shit. If you watching this shit, nigga, how could you? How fucking could you? That's what I expected, though. It's all good. We gonna figure this shit.
Rampage Jackson also spoke out about the situation between his son Raja and Psycho Stu, revealing that he's been flooded with death threats since the incident. According to him, a lot of those messages came from people hurling racist abuse, accusing him of being a bad parent, and even suggesting he was secretly pulling the strings behind what happened. Rampage pushed back, saying the backlash is unjust and that no matter what he says, people twist his words against him.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Anything to say about, and you know, first of all, really sorry. We're really sorry about the whole situation.
You know that. I wish I could.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
All I'm saying is a lot of racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a fucking man too. All I need is my bad father. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of this is your fault. You made your explanation.
Anything I say is twisted anyway. So
Yeah.
let's go get the turkey.
You know, I hear, hey, prayers are with you and your family, man. Seriously. No, seriously.
Many figures in the MMA community also reacted with shock to Roger Jackson's reckless behavior, with several suggesting that some jail time might be the only way for him to learn a lesson. Analyst MMA Guru went even further, describing Roger Jackson as acting like an animal who deserved to be behind bars. He condemned the assault as a savage barrage of unanswered strikes on a defenseless opponent, saying it almost looked like an attempt to take the man's life. Guru did, however, applaud the bystander with pink hair for stepping in to break things up while criticizing everyone else for failing to act. He ended his comments by saying that Raja has no place in society if this is how he behaves.
Awesome Raja doing a classic 13%. I mean, I'm sick of seeing it. Raining down shots and unanswered. Dead people. Like, he's unconscious on the ground. You just slammed him on his head. And now you're throwing 12 unanswered punches over and over again until you're trying to kill him. And the ref and all those in the ring that didn't stomp his out when he was doing that. Bruv, Raja should have got out cold in that ring. No one was doing anything about it but that pink hair guy. Shout out to the pink hair guy for jumping in the ring and trying to stop him at least. Brother, dumb animal, put him in a cage. Straight up. Not a human. Not allowed in society. Control yourself, dumb bitch. Bring that sparring partner back. Tornado kick him again. Dumb animal.
Veteran fighter Matt Brown didn't hold back when weighing in on Roger Jackson's assault. He argued that if Roger weren't the son of Rampage Jackson, nobody would be offering him any sympathy at all. According to Brown, Rampage's reputation is the only thing making people hesitate. He went on to say that if this were anyone else, the response would be simple: lock him up and be done with it. Brown also noted that the video footage leaves little room for doubt, making the case pretty straightforward. Since Roger kept landing shots on someone who was already unconscious, Brown suggested that prosecutors could realistically pursue attempted murder or something very close to it.
You know, if this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all. But we all love Rampage, and he's the man, you know, and the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the fuck, you know, and what do we think about this? You know, if it was just anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that motherfucker, you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like, you know, you say they're investigating, like, well, there's not a lot to investigate. Like, there's a video that shows it pretty goddamn clear, you know, what do we need to investigate here? So, you know, what's he going to get? You know, I don't know what like attempted murder is, but I mean, he was fucking knocked out and punching the shit out of him. You know, I don't know how far they go in there or what the details are to get that charge.
Matt Brown doubled down on his reaction, saying the incident was straight up aggravated assault and battery, making it a clear felony with no way to spin it otherwise. He blasted Roger Jackson's behavior as a cowardly move, stressing that if Roger really wanted to fight, he should have done it in a fair, controlled setting instead of ambushing someone. Brown explained that the pro wrestler was in the middle of setting up a stage takedown when Roger suddenly slammed him onto his head. He added that the victim was fortunate to walk away with just a hospital stay, considering how dangerous and potentially life-threatening that attack was.
Assault's for sure, battery, you know what I mean? Like, it's a felony for sure, right? I mean, I don't think there's any way out of that. So, you know, kind of just is what it is for him now. But like what a shitty move, man. You know, like, you want to fight the guy, fight the guy. Like, dude was like, you know, we watched the video right before the podcast here. You know, the dude was like preparing for a pro wrestling style takedown, and motherfucker slammed him on his head. Like, you know, dude's lucky that, you know, they said he's hospitalized, but man, he's lucky that that's all that happened, you know?
Despite expressing his admiration and respect for Rampage Jackson, Matt Brown made it clear that Roger still needs to be held accountable for his actions. He emphasized that the top priority should be the victim's recovery, noting that as a military veteran, the man may already be battling PTSD and doesn't deserve additional trauma. Brown said the community should focus on sending positive thoughts and hoping for a full recovery. But at the same time, he insisted that justice must be served and Roger Jackson should face the consequences of what he did.
Hopefully the guy's all right, man. That's about all you can say at the end of the day, right? Hopefully the guy just heals up and, you know, with some PTSD or being a veteran and everything, man, you know, just hope that the guy turns out okay, man. Send him some positive energy and hope for the best. That's about the most you can say about it. Other than that, you know, again, loving Rampage, but, you know, hopefully justice is done and his son gets what he deserves.
Sean Strickland took a very different stance, saying that Roger Jackson shouldn't be sent to prison, but instead placed in a rehabilitation program. He argued that jail should always be the last option, reflecting on his own troubled past as an example. Strickland recalled being arrested at just 19 years old and facing serious felony charges that could have put him behind bars for 6 years. He admitted that if that had happened, prison life would likely have hardened him, surrounding him with gangs and violence. And he might have come out far worse, possibly even ending up killing someone. He explained that back then he even looked up to an inmate with a murder charge, realizing later how dangerous that mindset was. Thankfully, Strickland was given an alternative path. He served around 100 days through jail or work release, attended anger management classes, and paid restitution. The experience was grueling, but it offered him a chance to turn his life around. Strickland stressed that rehabilitation can reshape someone's future, while prison often just breaks people further. In his view, it's not about who someone is when they go in, but who they become when they come out, and that's why he believes rehabilitation is the smarter option. However, Matt Brown strongly pushed back against Strickland's perspective. He argued that Roger Jackson still deserved real punishment, pointing out that this wasn't just a heated fight between two men, this was a one-sided attack on someone who was already unconscious and defenseless. Brown said the only person who could reasonably ask for leniency would be Rampage Jackson himself, simply because it's his son. For everyone else, there's no excuse to overlook such violent behavior.
I don't agree with Sean on that at all. You know, like, the dude doesn't, like, it'd be one thing, you know, if like they got in a fight and he fucked him up and, you know, hurt him bad, right? But like, the dude was defenseless and then knocked out. Like, fuck him. And the only guy that should not be saying fuck him is Rampage, right? Because it's his son, and he's the one that should be saying, you know, can we just give him some help or something? You know, try to stick up for him. But everybody else, I mean, we have no reason to have any sympathy for that kind of.
Brendan Schaub also weighed in on the controversy, admitting that as much as he wanted to defend Roger Jackson, he simply couldn't. He explained that he has respect for both Roger and Rampage, and even had a personal conversation with Rampage about the situation. But after watching the full livestream footage himself, Schaub said there was no way to justify what happened. He described the whole thing as unfortunate, especially since Roger was only at the beginning of his career, and now all of that momentum has been wiped away.
And I'll be transparent. I like Raja, and obviously I adore Rampage. Me and Rampage have a great relationship. I love Rampage. And it's just by nature, my initial thought was when I heard about this, and I spoke with Rampage, when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos, I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Oh,
I can't, you can't defend this. I see this, it's so sad. Because he was just getting started, and that all goes away.
Brendan Schaub went on to say that Roger Jackson's future largely hinges on whether the veteran wrestler decides to press charges. He explained that if the wrestling organization treats it as a misunderstanding or part of a performance, Raja might avoid jail time, but would still face intense online criticism. On the other hand, if charges are filed, Schaub warned that the situation could become extremely serious, with potential accusations like attempted murder or aggravated assault on the table, putting Raja in a very difficult position.
Veteran pro wrestler decides to press charges. That pro wrestler goes, this was a bit or this was a work, and he just thought that's how it works. I'm not pressing charges. Raja's still going to take a lot of heat online, but you're not doing jail time. Then we can figure it out. But if that dude wakes up and somebody's in his ear and goes, dude, you got to make this dude pay. He has to learn a lesson and he presses charges. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Attempted murder, aggravated assault, it's going to be tough. Talking about felony.
Kevin Lee also spoke out about the incident, stating that Roger Jackson's behavior was inexcusable and that, as an adult, he must be held accountable for his actions. Lee acknowledged that there were claims that Smith had struck Roger with a bottle earlier, but emphasized that attacking him hours later while he was performing in character was completely unacceptable. He noted that Roger essentially ambushed Smith, with reports suggesting the wrestler was unconscious for as long as 6 minutes.
A grown man, bro. You can't condone that type of behavior, bro. You gotta go lay down for a little bit. We'll get you a good lawyer. You ain't gonna be in there forever, but you gotta go lay down. I get it. He hit you in the head with a bottle beforehand. I get it. He shouldn't have did that. I don't condone that either. But to wait hours until the man was working, which we all understand, he playing a character and he was in character and he working, and then you sneak him, because that's what you did. I mean, you snuck him. He wasn't expecting that, and you, bro. They say dude flatlined and was unconscious for 6 minutes afterwards.
Kevin Lee went further, insisting that Roger Jackson deserves jail time and stressing that there was nothing cool about the attack. He questioned why Roger had no self-control, letting his emotions take over, pointing out that he likely kept watching Smith perform and became increasingly agitated. Lee made it clear that this kind of behavior has no place in a civilized society, especially considering that everyone knows exactly what professional wrestling entails.
Dog gotta go lay down. You gotta go to prison, bro. There's no part of that you thought was cool. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around why you thought that was cool and why you ain't got no self-control over your emotions. I get it, you in your feelings. You probably was watching them work and just getting madder and madder. But bro, you can't have that in no civilized society. Like, we all understand what pro wrestling is, don't we?
Myron Gaines also weighed in, saying he can't see how Raja Jackson could avoid arrest after such brutal footage surfaced. He advised that Raja should hire a competent lawyer immediately, avoid appearing on camera, and stop making public statements about the incident. Gaines stressed that the authorities are almost certainly going to make an arrest.
Be honest with y'all, bro, I don't see how he doesn't go to jail. I like Rampage Jackson. You guys know I think Rampage is awesome. But after looking at that footage, bro, like, they need to get a lawyer. Like, me just being dead ass. Like, he needs to get a good lawyer right now and be prepared. They're 100% going to come in and arrest him for that. I don't know what they're going to charge him with, but slamming him the way that he did and punching him that many times, he needs to find a lawyer. I don't even know why they're still on camera talking about it, to be honest with y'all. He should stay off camera. They shouldn't talk about this shit ever again and secure a lawyer and just sit tight. Because the police are absolutely coming. There's no way they're not going to make an arrest after that, bro. There's no way.
Influencer HS TikTok also criticized Raja Jackson, calling the attack on Stuart Smith nothing short of attempted murder against a defenseless opponent. He challenged Raja to face someone in a proper boxing match who could actually defend themselves and argued that Raja lacks the qualities that earned his father, Rampage Jackson, so much respect in the fighting world.
That's coming from me, like, that's tap. Like, he's just, that is literally attempted murder. He's knocked out, you keep punching him, you keep punching him. I don't rate that.
There's a clip of him talking.
Hey, Raja, why don't you get in the ring with me, bro? Why don't you get in the ring with me, bro? Fight someone who can fight back. Rather than beating someone up who's already on the floor. He should have stopped when the guy was knocked out, but he definitely should have battered the guy. Like, the guy took the piss. But like, I wouldn't have waited till the ring. I would have just done it there and then, like, straight away. It would have been a fight there and then. Raja does MMA. Mate, Raja does MMA, bro. He's nothing like his dad, though. Like, his dad was actually good at fighting. He's not good at fighting. I've seen a few clips. He got banged in his head by got banged in his head by a kid at sparring. You could have seen that spinning left kick from a mile away. I would have gone, do you know what I would have done? Underneath, look, hands here to protect the chin. As that left kick come in, I would have gone underneath, right hook, left body, left hook. Finished.
And that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you found it informative. What do you think? Should Raja Jackson have been sent to jail right away? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more great content.